Good morning once again to all of you. Subject CC and chapter number 4. First of all, chapter number 4. Layout of a business letter. So directly come on page number 18, 18. Page number 18. Okay. So there are two types of letters, means format. We are talking about format of letters. Total there are two types. One is given regular part of business letter. First one is regular part of business letter. That is given on page number 18. And second one is occasional or optional parts of business letter. So optional part of business letter you are not required to do, neither format nor explanation. Only and only regular part of business letter, which is given on page number 18. Once again, page number 18 that is given. And regular parts of business letters are, points are given, heading, or it is also known as letterhead. Second, date. Third one is, so only you have to learn points, then format and explanation of regular part of business letter. Second one is occasional part you are not required to do, neither format nor explanation. Third one is inside address. D. Salutation. Then E. Body of the letter. Body of the letter, which has three parts. First, introductory paragraph, means you have to divide the content of the whole letter in three parts. First one is introductory paragraph. Second one is middle paragraph. And third one is concluding paragraph. Concluding paragraph. And then F, complementary clause. And G, last one is signature. These are the different points which are included in the format of letter. Heading or letterhead, then date you have to mention, inside address, then salutation means good morning dear or respected, such type of things you have to write. Then body of the letter has three parts: introductory paragraph, middle paragraph and concluding paragraph. Then complementary clause, and last one is signature. Now format of or specimen. Suppose this is a page of your notebook. Now first of all here heading. Heading means name of the company or business unit. Heading. Then here you have to write email, if any, then date, here phone number, then below that inside address, after inside address, address means the address of the receiver, address of that institution or that person where we want to send our letter. Then salutation, salutation. Then from here we will start subject matter, and whole letter is divided into three parts. This is called body of the letter. Three parts you have to write. First one is introductory paragraph, then after that second paragraph is called middle paragraph, and then concluding paragraph. Means total content of the letter is divided into three parts. In different paragraphs you have to show. That is, third one is concluding paragraph. Introductory paragraph means you have to give introduction about yourself. Middle paragraph means the purpose for which you are writing letter, and then concluding in order to end the letter in a proper way. That paragraph is called concluding paragraph. And all these three parts are also known as body of the letter. After that, complementary clause. Complementary clause. And then signature here. So this is the format of writing a letter, and these are called regular part of business letter. One is heading, then date is given here, then mobile number and email address, inside address of the receiver, then salutation you have to write here, dear sir, respected sir. Then body of the letter has three parts: introductory paragraph, middle paragraph, and concluding paragraph. After that, complementary clause here, and then signature. So this is the format of regular part of business letter. Once again, only you have to do one topic from this chapter. Regular part of business letter, its points, format. If you learn format, automatically point comes. For example, heading, date, inside address, salutation, then body of the letter which has three parts, complementary clause, signature. So automatically points will be learned just by learning format. So focus on format. Now explanation of each and every point. What is heading, date, salutation? The explanation is given on page number 20. The first of all, format of, once again, topic is regular part of business letter. Occasional part you are not required to do. Once again, occasional part, that is given on page number 19. A specimen of occasional part of business letter. Format is given. You are not required to do neither format nor its explanation. Only and only one topic, regular part of business letter you have to do from this chapter. And only format plus its explanation. Only two questions are there. One is format and other is explanation of each point. Explanation starts from page number 20. Now first one is heading. So short explanation, hardly 1 or 2 line explanation you have to do for each point. First of all, heading. Heading is also known as letterhead. Now explanation. The first regular part provides an introduction of the institute or firm. The letter begins with this part. Some institute firms write letter on their printed letter. Some institute firms write letter on their printed letterheads. Name of the institution means, in simple language, heading letterhead means it includes the name of the firm or institution which is printed on the middle of the top. The first topic is completed. Only one line you have to know about the headings. What is heading? Where it is written? So we have already draw the format. Here it is written on the middle of the top. The heading means it includes the name of the firm along with their address also. It includes the name of the firm or institution along with address, which is printed on the middle of the top. Now second point, and one more point, important point. Generally, I think 7th or 8th line, generally black or blue color is used for the fonts of the letter, but any color of choice can be used for the name of the firm. Mostly black or blue color is used for the name of the firm, but any color, it is not compulsory to use black or blue color. Any color of choice can be used for the name of the firm. So that is completed. First point. Second point is date. Date is written in 2 methods. First method is American method. Once again, there is nothing in this chapter for explanation, only for formality we are doing this chapter. Date, the second important feature of compulsory part of business letter is date, and date must be written in, means date can be written in 2 methods. One is American method. It is also known as cardinal number. In short, I am writing cardinal number. Means, what is the American method? This is American method. In American method, first of all, we have to write name of the month written first. So first of all, month, then date, and then year. Month, date, year. And second type is British method. British method, it is also called ordinal numbers. So this question may be come for 1 mark or MC question, that what is cardinal number. So cardinal number is also known as American method. How date is written in case of American method? So month, date, year. In this way you have to give the answer. Month, date, year. Now in British method, first of all date, then month, and in last year. Here date, then name of the month and last year. The third topic number 3, inside address. Inside address. Now what is inside address? In this part, the address of the receiver of letter is written. Address of the receiver is written. Address of the receiver is written. It is written beside the left margin, left side. If you see format, so here according to this format, left side you have to write the left side. It is written beside the left margin, leaving one line after the date. When you mention here date, after leaving one line, you have to write the address of the receiver. One more point. It is written on the left side, just below the date, just below the date. Just below it by leaving margin of one line. Means after leave one line, first of all write date, then leave one line, and then you have to write inside address, means address of the receiver on the left side. Point number 4. Point number 4, salutation. The salutation. Now what is salutation? After the inside address, beside the left margin, then again you have to leave one line. The words of respect. I mean it shows the words of respect towards receiver like dear sir or respected sir or ma'am. So one line introduction about salutation. It shows the words of respect towards receiver like dear sir or dear madam, or respected sir or madam, and this salutation is written just below. It is written just below the inside address. Inside address on the left side by leaving one line margin. Means margin of one line should be there in case of salutation. Point number 5th. The body of the letter. Body of the letter has 3 parts. First one is introductory paragraph, it generally provides reference to the earlier correspondence or interaction. Earlier correspondence means if any information you have received earlier, before that letter, the letter which you are writing, before that, if any discussion has already taken with the receiver, then in that reference you are writing letter. So it provides reference to the earlier correspondence or interaction. Means here you have to give introduction that I am going to talk about this and this, which we have already discussed earlier. In that regard, I am writing later. It provides reference to the earlier correspondence or interaction. Second part, middle paragraph. It includes the purpose for which sender is writing the letter. This is also known as main paragraph. The purpose, the motive for which we are writing letter, that purpose is to be specified in a proper manner. It should be simple, to the point, to be very clear, so that receiver can understand why you have written the letter. It includes the purpose for which sender is writing the letter. An important point, it should be simple, precise means to the point, and clear, so that receiver can understand the purpose of letter. Means why you are writing letter, he can understand. In this way we should write letter. And last C point, that is called concluding paragraph. The letter writer here clearly mention what he expects from the reader. Means he should gives or clears his expectation from the receiver. What he expects from the receiver, he should mention in the concluding paragraph. The letter writer here clearly mentions what he expects from the reader and moves in the direction of ending the letter. In this way, he should end the letter by defining or mentioning about the expectation which he is expecting from the receiver. These are the 5 points. Now next, 6th point, complementary clause. Point number 6th, the complementary clause. Just as the letter begins with greeting in the form of salutation, when we start our letter with the salutation. For example, dear sir, dear madam, respected sir, respected madam. In the same way, when we are ending the letter, then it should be end with complementary clause. It should end with appropriate expression complimenting the reader. This expression is called complementary clause, and it gives clear indication regarding the proximity and intimacy of relationship between the writer and reader of the letter. Means, one line explanation: letter must be end with such a word which establish a relation, either it is formal or informal, but establish a relation between the writer, means between the sender and receiver. For example, yours faithfully, yours sincerely. Popular words are given here. For example, yours faithfully, or sincerely, yours sincerely, or yours truly. So in this way we are ending the letter. Letter must be end with such a word which establish a relation between the writer and the receiver. Whenever students are writing letter to the principal, then they are ending the letter with yours obediently. In this way you have to end the letter. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely, and yours truly. Seventh one is signature. And this is the last point, signature. After complementary clause, first it comes after, means you are not required to go in detail in textbook. Whatever I have written on board, only go through these points. First of all, learn 7 points. That is also given in format, means learn format. Automatically all points will be learned, and then one line explanation. For example, question may be come in the form of MCQ. Signature comes after which topic, which heading? So signature comes after complementary clause. So it comes after complementary clause. After complementary clause, the letter writer writes his signature. The letter writer writes his signature. And where he is writing? Signature on the right side in the end of the letter. And in this way this chapter is completed, chapter number 4. So only format and hardly 1 or 2 line explanation you have to do in this chapter.